So, yesterday us PC gamers get to have Far Cry Primal. Yes, only on PC it released this month. Because console players got to have it a month early. I understand, PC, they had to make it optimized as possible, different gear, different stuff. I understand that. And I'm thankful for it because it runs like a beauty on my rig. For others, no, it's not running well on their rig. So far, everybody is complaining and thumbsing the game down, not recommending it because it's not running. And it's honestly their fault. Get a better PC. And I'm not saying that to someone that has a real PC. I'm just saying you have people trying to build a PC out of a home PC, desktop, or whatever, buying those cheap knockoff GT graphics cards, not GTX like the one I have, just GT, like a GT 330, GT 470, stuff like that. I'm just pulling those numbers out of my ass, but you get what I'm saying. Cheap little graphics cards that aren't even $100, maybe some are, but you don't get cheap graphics cards like that. And they get really weak CPUs. They get probably least is 6 gigs of RAM, 4 gigs of RAM, and you just don't do that stuff and expect to run games, especially in 2016, on your little desktop PC that you decided to resurrect with weak hardware. You need good hardware. You need good power supply. That's what it is. And I know it's these types of people because they're the types that'll be in GTA 5, and they'll even be in Far Cry Primal videos as you check. They'll be in any video. Can my PC run it? Can this run it? Those are the type of fake PC gamers that complain because their rigs can't run it. And, well, all I gotta say is I saved from February to September of last year to get my $1,400 PC. And I'm happy with it is. The only thing I regret getting for my gaming PC is the terabyte hard disk. I should have known 1 terabyte would have never been enough. Now I'm up to 50 gigabytes or something like that. And Far Cry Primal's not that much of a demanded game. Usually for a new game these days, you have to have a shitloads of gigabytes, which is why my 1 terabyte is eaten up. I'll get a 7 terabyte or 8 terabyte hard disk next time I buy one. You guys know that's a lot of fucking terabytes too. If 1 terabyte can hold like 12 to 15 games, I don't know how many I got right now and I'm not going to check. I probably have like 20 games right now. 20 games that cost like 50, 60 gigabytes. So that's the reason why. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me just get on to the game. How is Far Cry Primal? Well, Far Cry Primal, to me honestly, is like the rest of the Far Cry games I've played so far. My first Far Cry was Far Cry 3. That was on PlayStation 3. I decided to try it out because I heard it was a free roam and it was a first-person shooter, and I wanted to see how well a free roam and a first-person shooter mixed up well. So I got Far Cry. And when I played Far Cry 3, it was a good experience, I'm not gonna lie. The only thing I hated was once I beat the game, there wasn't anything to kill. Unlike Far Cry 4, which Far Cry 4 was my second one. When it first came out, I pre-ordered it. Pretty funny story. I actually pre-ordered Far Cry 4 before I played any of the series. Then I got Far Cry 3 on my PlayStation 3, and that's when I played it. Like, I had a PlayStation 4, and I pre-ordered Far Cry 4 for my PlayStation 4. Then I seen it on PlayStation 3, it wasn't that much money, so I bought it, and then I decided to play it, and I was like, this is actually pretty good. So I was so glad that I tried Far Cry 3, and it got me more immersed into what it was like, because then when I hopped on to Far Cry 4, I knew right away what to do. Both games are amazing, but I have to say, I like Ajay Ghali way more than I like Justin Brody or whatever the fuck his name is. I just don't like him. Would I play the game again? Yes, because I like the tropical island, but right now I can't afford to buy another Far Cry. As for right now, well, debunked, I already bought Far Cry Primal, but you get what I'm saying. I bought this one, so I'm not going to be able to buy another one. You get what I'm saying. So, I think that Far Cry Primal is a fucking good game. It doesn't have guns, but it finds a way in to make weapons. And you can probably see in the gameplay, I'm just throwing fucking spears. I'm going buck wild, stabbing people in the fucking face with the spears and just using bow and arrows and shit. It's hella fucking crazy. And I haven't even gotten all the way through the game. Just started the game yesterday. It's a really fucking good game. I like it for what it is, using bows and stuff. And it's pretty funny too, because these guys try to make themselves look threatening, but me, they don't look threatening. Spears and fucking bows, they don't really look threatening. Maybe it's because these days we have drones, guns that have rocket launchers on them, and laser sights with scopes, military tanks, AA-12 shotguns, and shit like that. Explosive round fucking sniper rifles. Yes, you know which one I'm talking about. The fucking DR-12 or whatever the fuck it's called. DR-5. I don't know what the sniper rifle's called. But we have a lot of fucking guns these days that are deadly as fuck and could blow through walls. So it's probably why I take spears as a fucking joke in this game. But anyways, yeah, you see these guys running around with spears and bows and stuff, and that's why I guess it doesn't look that intimidating to me. It actually looks pretty funny with them running around with spears and just hitting people with it. But in my opinion, the spears and stuff seem really overpowered. I just wish I'd be able to fucking stab them way more times than just 2 or 3 little hits and they're done. I mean, in real life, the spears are probably sharp enough to go through their skulls, and it is probably tough enough to do critical damage to your body. I don't know. I never fucking held a spear before, and I never stabbed someone with it, so I wouldn't know what a spear could do. But to me in the game, bow and arrows and spears just seem really overpowered. And the aim assist is overpowered too. I turned it off, but it still feels like there's a huge hitbox, so you can never miss. And I understand, nobody's really a good marksman with the game, but it's my opinion maybe it's just me, that the game feels way too overpowered when it comes to you hitting the enemies. I mean, putting it on hard probably could make it more difficult for me, but the reason why I don't do that is because I get fucked a lot in this game. You guys know every time I try to do something in a Far Cry game, they corner me, they're attacking me, and I'm running backwards trying to hide somewhere, but I have nowhere to hide, then I end up getting fucked. You guys seen it before whenever I try to play Far Cry and I get fucked up because people double gang me and shit. I do not want to be in that situation on hard. I'll get fucking killed immediately. But anyways, what do I think about the game? The game's pretty beautiful. I honestly wish they would have tried harder for the PC version because it does not look anything like the screenshots. Knowing Ubisoft, they always downgrade the graphics before the final product, and I don't understand why to this day they can't understand that when you have powerful hardware you can handle more than anything. I understand that they tried to make it for weak PCs too, but honestly, the game doesn't look as good as the screenshots, but that doesn't really take away the fun. I just wish they'd show the final product before dick teasing us like that. Because that's like showing a girl on the internet looking fucking hot as hell, and then when she comes over your house to fuck you and stuff, she is not what she looked like on that picture, and you're just thinking, I mean, I'm not going to have a good time as much as I thought I was with you. I mean, we're going to have a good time, but I want to have a good time what I seen on the fucking picture. You get what I'm saying? That's the kind of example Ubisoft is putting out. It's like the shit looks real in the screenshots, but then when you play the game, it doesn't look anything like that. Why is it sort of fuzzy when you look at the grass? Why is it a little teeny blurry and stuff? It just has this weird type of stuff. I don't know if it's like PS4 textures trying to be rendered in clear HD or something like that, but it always has this type of textures in games these days that are multiplat. I don't know why, but that's what I noticed. But other than the graphics, this game goes fucking hard, and I love it. I got attacked by fucking dire wolves, and then I just pulled out my club, and I just started beating the shit out of them, hitting them in the fucking head with it and stuff. It was intense. I mean, in Far Cry Primal, you feel like you're really trying to survive. In other games, when an animal attacks you, no big fucking deal. You got a gun, just pull out a fucking AK-47 or maybe that M60 gun. What is it called? You know those big, heavy combat machine guns, right? I think it's called an LMG. Pull out that fucking thing and just light the tiger up. Not really a big deal. Maybe you have a rocket launcher, too. So, in other Far Cry games, doesn't really feel like the animal's threatening. But in this one, you feel like you have to fucking fight for your lives. And this game teaches you that back in the fucking day, the shit that matters now didn't matter back then. What really mattered back in those days was finding a home and some food in general. That's what you needed in life. Food and a fucking cave. Maybe some huts. Because if you didn't have that shit back in the day, you were going to die. That's just the way it was. You were going to starve, be freezing to death, maybe something would kill you. You needed a shelter. And this game teaches you how to get that shit. You know, I'm sitting there picking up sticks and stones to craft my arrows and stuff. I don't understand how they craft the arrows like that. They don't really tie anything to it. What if they did it back in the day? It's probably possible, but I don't care. I'm not gonna let reality get in the way of this fun of this game. You can also tame animals too, but I don't really care about taming animals. I rather murder anything I see in my path because that's just the way I am. Maybe I'll have a wolf ally here and there, but that's probably it. I don't really like to make teammates with the game unless they're like human bodyguards. You get what I'm saying? There are people that can walk around with a gun. That's pretty cool, but I'd rather just kill the animals than make friends with them. You get what I'm saying? That's just how I think. And before people call me a cruel, cold-blooded bastard, well, just remember, they're AI. They're scripted. It's nothing like you would actually kill a real animal. So don't fucking flip out on me. And this game is beautiful. It just makes me realize how real it is. Like, it's too real. You look at the Flintstones, and okay, that's how you imagine it would be. But when you look at this game is like a planet that doesn't have any buildings. It's just like a world that doesn't have anything there because nothing was ever built yet. You're just exploring this wilderness, and no matter where you go, it's not like other Far Cry's where you'll find different types of things and different types of locations. You're just wandering in the woods all the time. The one thing that downs me though is the fact that you don't have dinosaurs, because this happened after the dinosaurs died, so that pretty much sucks. It really fucking sucks because I wanted to kill T-Rexes and long necks and shit like that. But what can you do? Would I recommend this game? Yes, I'd recommend it. But it depends on what person you are. If you're not into making your own spears, making your own arrows, and just stabbing people with it, and running around making your own materials in the caveman age, then I probably wouldn't recommend it if you don't like that stuff, because it's pretty much what you're going to be doing throughout the whole game. Yes, the insane people and their different cultures do make it interesting, but just remember that once the story's over, all you're left with is just throwing spears at animals and people. And if you don't like that, it's probably going to get boring really quickly. So I don't know what to say. If you do like these types of games like Far Cry, then go ahead and get it. But if you don't, then I'd recommend skipping on Far Cry Primal, because you're probably not going to like it if that's all you're going to do in the game and it's not your thing. Anyways, I'm signing out. Listen to the music. Repeating
Winjai.
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 Quarpati.